The new Clash tournament mode is coming to League of Legends on May the 25th, and Mail Experts has everything you need to know about it. If you missed the betas, Clash is a 3-day online tournament where just about any League of Legends player can team up with their friends and try and win a range of rewards. They're going to be happening every other weekend, so League players all over the world will be able to get a taste of what it's like to play in an esports tournament. Related articles: previous one, The Next LoL, Hearthstone, StarCraft 2, PES, Clash Royale and Arena. Fnatic bounce back from day one disappointment with a huge. Arsenal, Crystal Palace and Swansea are reportedly in talks. Share this article. We spoke to Nian Lu, senior producer and product manager for Riot Games, who has been working on Clash, to find out all the ins and outs about how the mode works. How does Clash work? Every other weekend, a new Clash tournament will begin on the Friday and progress through the Saturday and Sunday. However, the whole process begins on the Monday before, when you can start getting your team together, discuss tactics, and start practicing. A team enters a Clash tournament with either 1 or 5 tickets, which determines the level of reward you'll get. Put more on the line, and you'll get more out of it. If you win on day 1 of the tournament, you'll be put into a 14 bracket based on the skill level of your team. Higher ranked players will pull your team up tiers and increase the quality of your opponents. Even if you have 4 bronze players and 1 platinum player, you'll still be placed in a higher tier. "30 minutes before the matches start, your team has to be present and locked in, otherwise you'll lose your slot in the tournament." Once you are locked in, you'll be able to see the stats of your opponents and scout them accordingly. All champions are unlocked in Clash, so you can coordinate better in the pick and ban phase, and play whoever you like. If you win both of your games in the 14 bracket on day 1, you'll progress to day 2, where you'll be put in an 8-team bracket. If you make it through day 2, day 3 will have a 16-team bracket to determine the overall winner. There will be multiple brackets of all sizes running throughout each Clash weekend. When do Clash tournaments start? The first one begins on May the 25th, apart from in China, and they'll be every 2 weeks starting on the Friday, but you actually start forming your team on the Monday before the tournament. So May 21 is when it all kicks off. As for the exact times, it will vary by region. We've had a look at every single region and done a bunch of analysis to see what time is best for players there, said Loom. The system is very flexible though, so we may change those times based on feedback. What's the point of Clash? League of Legends is a team sport, and it's best when you play with friends, said Loom. Right now there isn't a reason to play with your team. We feel Clash brings a purpose to team play. Ultimately, we want players to feel like Clash is the way League is meant to be played with friends. We're not saying ranked isn't important anymore, but League is a sport and a team game, and that's why we want Clash to be the focus. Riot's #1 goal with the mode is to bring players together and give them a more intense, tournament-like experience when playing. Who can play Clash? Clash is for everyone, but there are still some restrictions on who can play. You need to be ranked on Summoner's Rift, and you also need to be on a level 2 or higher. These restrictions are to keep Clash as highly competitive as possible, said Loom. We want it to be focused on competition and team play, rather than toxicity or negativity. It doesn't matter what rank you are though, as you should always be put into a bracket with teams of a similar level. Bronzies finally have a way to win some pretty amazing rewards and show their accomplishments, said Loom. She expects the highest tier of Clash to be extremely competitive, and there are no restrictions on pro teams joining either. It may be a little unfair on the teams they enter a bracket with, but in general there should be enough brackets going on at once to give every team a chance to win. There's also a mobile phone authentication system in place to stop smurfing, meaning you shouldn't be coming up against teams in your lower tier filled with top-level players. How much does Clash cost to play? To play Clash you need to put forward either 1 ticket or 5 tickets, depending on how much you want to risk. You can get tickets in a variety of ways. You'll get a ticket through the mission that'll be in the game at launch, where you must win 4 flex games. You can also get a free one through the Clash website experience, when it's all set up. Otherwise, you'll have to buy them with either RP or 1000 Blue Essence. What are the Clash rewards? There are 3 different types of reward in Clash. The first is directly related to how many tickets you enter. 1 ticket gets you a Clash Orb. 5 tickets gets you a Clash Capsule. The Orb or Capsule will upgrade as you win matches and progress through the brackets. They'll have general loot like in hextick boxes, and you can also find extra tickets inside. Clash banners are another type of reward. These are only available by playing Clash, and you can't purchase them. The more games you win, the more victory points you accumulate, and as you hit certain thresholds, you'll unlock one of the 3 tiers of banner for each Clash tournament. They're physical banners which will show up in Summoner's Rift games after a couple of minutes, depending on your position. If you are an AD carry, yours will show up in the bottom lane, for instance. The final type of reward is the one you get for winning a Clash bracket: trophies. There's one for each the 4, 8, and 16 team brackets, and they'll look better the higher you get. Trophies stay in your profile forever, but there are also physical items you can see in Summoner's Rift for 2 weeks after you win. As your characters spawn, you'll see trophies along the walls of your base. The trophies are themed differently for each tournament. For example, the launch tournament will be the Dalmatia Clash Cup, so the trophies will be Dalmatia themed. What happens if I lose? Clash is single elimination, meaning if you lose once, you are out of the running for the 16-team bracket trophy. However, you can spend more tickets to re-enter on subsequent days. You'll just be starting back in the 14 bracket stage. You can also still earn rewards in consolation brackets after you lose. How to join a Clash team? Clash is all about getting your friends to play together, so you'll be inviting people to your team from your friends list. But if you can't put a full team together, or you know not everyone you normally play with will be available on a certain weekend, there will still be a way for you to play. We want to make sure Clash is focused around team play, rather than playing with a bunch of strangers, said Loom. But we are partnering with op.gg, who are building a team-finding website specifically for Clash. At launch, you'll be able to go there and search for players or teams, and we're basing it on your preferences. You won't just pick a player and get a random person. We want to try and match you with people who have the same competitive intent. You might say, I only care about winning a trophy, or I just want to play casually, or I can only play one day, so you are always matching with similar people. What if I can't play Clash for the full 3 days? Similarly too, if you lose one of your matches, if you can't make a Friday or Saturday match, you can still enter Clash on a later day. Riot knows that turning up to an entire 3-day tournament is a big commitment. No matter when you start a Clash tournament, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, you'll always start from the 14 bracket stage. Enter on a Saturday, and you'll play a 14 bracket, followed by an 8-team bracket on the Sunday if you win. enter on a Sunday, and you'll only be able to play a 14 bracket before the tournament ends. Can my Clash team make substitutions? Yes, but there are some restrictions. There are no subs allowed between matches, you can only make them between days. Plus, you are only limited to one for each day. So you can't make subs on day 1, but you can make one between day 1 and day 2, and another between day 2 and day 3. Can I go pro by playing Clash? It's not been one of our specific goals of Clash, to use it as a training ground, or a path to pro play, said Loom. However, I do think it might happen naturally, and it'll be super interesting to see if it does happen, because it's much closer to the esports vibe. The game mode is very competitive. So, although there's no specific system in place, if you keep winning Clash tournaments, the right people might start to take notice. What has changed since the betas? Riot has run a handful of betas for Clash, and they've learned some lessons along the way. The overall 3-day structure has remained the same throughout the whole test, but we've changed a lot of the layer around it, said Loom. The first beta we ran was in Vietnam last June, and since then we've dramatically changed the way you get into the tournament. Previously we had an elaborate system of having to check in a few days before, and then come back again on the day of the tournament. We got a lot of feedback about it being overcomplicated and confusing, so for the Europe test we really simplified that system. We redid the whole reward structure, even between Vietnam and Europe, then Europe and North America. We've redone it a bunch of times. It's something we really wanted to get right. There's just over a week until the first official Clash tournament begins. So, start gathering your team together, and we hope you have good luck on the Rift. Related articles: previous one, The Next Level, Hearthstone, StarCraft 2, PES, Clash Royale and Arena. Fnatic bounce back from day 1 disappointment with a huge. Arsenal, Crystal Palace and Swansea are reportedly in talks. Share this article. Share.